Welcome back to Believe in Badgers on the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel and Oak Bridge Wealth Management. I'm Matt Perkins, joined, as always, by Badger legend, the Hebrew Hammer himself, Matt Bernstein. Bernie, how are we doing today?
Matt Perkins, every day's a holiday on the podcast. I know it's a sad one. We have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna, for the fans, try to stay positive, but losing the Axe in the way that we did it after having two ranked victories, man, it just seems like we're all over the place, and it's so weird. But Matt Perkins, I'll kick it back to you.
Yeah, buddy, it wasn't the best showing that we've ever seen on Saturday in the Twin Cities. And we head into an off season that is very critical for Wisconsin. Signing day is this Wednesday. Portal's going to open soon. We'll see how many guys stick around, who decides to stay, who decides to leave. Losing a lot of impact players from that senior class. Vinny Anthony, Ben Barton, Daryl Peterson, Mason Reiger, Ricardo Hallman. There's definitely going to be a lot of guys who are going to be missed. So, we definitely know we'll have some good guys around, though. Mason Posa, I think we're all very excited about. He's very excited about and thinks that the team is going to, be strong in the future. And he believes in what the program is building. We'll talk about the future a little bit more, but let's talk about what we just saw this past weekend here. It's Monday Morning Fullback. Like always, we do the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, we'll start with the good. Matt Bernstein, we'll start with the good. Yeah, that's a problem. Besides the one long run, the rush defense held up pretty well.
I would say that defense gave up 17 points. It was a horrible day in Minnesota. I mean, freezing, snowing, outrageous conditions.
That's Big Ten weather, Matt Bernstein.
I'm not. Listen, I get it.
I know you lived for those games. That's when you get to.
Listen, who played the best? Who played the best out of everyone on the field outside of some of the defensive guys on the offense? The fullback.
Yeah, the fullback.
No, I'm saying the fullback played the best.
Oh,
game.
Yeah, Jackson Ager.
Jackson Ager had the best game. You watch, if you actually watch him, outside of that beautiful touchdown, some of the rushes he had, you watch him doing things that he's not going to get any accolades for. He's blocking, he's closing down opening holes, he's shutting down DNs. It was great to watch him play. Well, we're talking about the good here. So I would say, listen, the defense, 17 points, that's good. They played hard. So I was pretty impressed. That to me is good. Again, we always talk about Jackson Ager to me is good. Hunter Simmons had some good throws. So I'm going to say that he did have – I know what we all know. We all going to say it later. But he did throw some big throws, and he set up a touchdown, the only score we had.
Vinny Anthony continued to play well. He had that 67-yard catch. He had a couple other nice catches, I thought. He was the biggest engine that they had on offense. I mean, when your team only has, 268 total yards, he had 92 of them.
How much did Minnesota have?
As a team, they had 218.
218 yards?
Yeah, but they had incredible field position the entire game, and Wisconsin lost the turnover battle.
Big time.
Yeah, and so, I mean, what are you going to do there? I mean,
no, totally. It's funny. This is like a typical Wisconsin-Minnesota game, right? Yeah. You knew this was going to happen. So let's just go into bad and ugly because I don't know how different they are. What I was a little first off, I have a lot of thoughts here, Matt Perkins. So let's go on some tangents. Right off the bat, I think that Coach Grimes, it's like he just didn't show up this game. It was weird. Last week was like he painted a Picasso or he painted the Mona Lisa. And then this week, it's like he couldn't even color with crayons. I don't know how else to say it. It's so weird. Carter Smith was out there, which I love seeing. He didn't throw any short passes. And if you watch the shortest, he went 1 for 3 into his second catch was to Vinny Anthony, a short 5-yard out. Minnesota was doing that the whole game, and we were 10 yards off the ball. Why weren't we doing that? I mean, we should be throwing short passes, rolling out to his right. I just feel like we didn't set up the offense and Carter Smith to have a good day in the beginning. I'm not a fan of the 2-minute switch, but Hunter Simmons.
God, yeah.
Hey, listen, it worked. Not saying it wouldn't have worked with Carter Smith. I can't know. But then it got to me, the ugly is we stayed with Hunter Simmons, who had some great throws. So I'm going to give him that. But then on the first 2 drives, he had 2 picks. One set up a touchdown.
The second pick is one of the worst passes thrown all season.
It was a bad pass.
That was, I mean,
we did a first rounder. He's not going to be, but we made him look like
Nestor.
Defensive
Nestor couldn't even crack the 2 deep at Iowa, and Wisconsin made him look like he's a freaking All-American.
He had some nice tackles. I can't listen. He played out of his he hit his genetic ceiling. He played great. So for Hunter, he had some great throws, and then those 2 were awful picks, right? Like one was tipped. So my ugly is they didn't even put Carter Smith back in.
No, that's my ugly as well.
And that is a mismanaged. So I think my ugly is the management of the game. If I have to go with it, I think it's top-down coaching. Again, we didn't call a timeout before the 2-minute. We're only down 10 points before the 2 minute in the fourth quarter. So then they get a first down, and that's it for us. We gave up. And that's weird to me. It's like we're not even trying. I don't know what – even the announcers were like, why aren't we calling a timeout? So
and it's not the first time this season that's happened.
No, we've
this
seen
that happen multiple times this season. And I'm going to go – my bad is going to be run blocking. 3.1 yards per carry. Yeah, they are going to be stacking the box, but we saw some really nice creativity from Grimes last week. Wasn't there. It just absolutely wasn't there. Obviously, yeah, the fumble, which hit Vinny Anthony on the snap, that was bad. But at the same, I don't exactly know what was going on with that one. But that was also in a drive where it felt like they might have been able to gain a little bit of momentum, completely shut it down, and then. Also, I think that those first couple punts from Sean West were just complete shanks. Those were bad. And then, you also go with that. Some of the special teams issues were punting from the 37. Yeah, they pinned him at like the 2 or the 3 or whatever. But I just come on, man. Like it's the last game of the season. You got to pull out all the stops.
And it's snowing.
It's snowing. And
25-yard punt's not really helping you, or 30-yard punt.
And the other thing is that, Hunter Simmons had some good passes. He had some really bad passes. But Carter Smith brings the quarterback run into play for you. In those conditions, you need that. And I would have liked
it's bizarre. I'm interested to see what happens coming out of that. Now I'm also more concerned with people are going to be frustrated. This game was a must win.
Yes,
I think,
it was.
Keep people in the seats. So to not get listen, we lost the – first off, I also think the ugly is Minnesota rushing the field. We're a completely unranked team. We've won 4 games. Rushing the field – first off, even for their players to run around and try to chop down the goalposts, they're not having that experience of running with the axe and getting this cool experience, which I think sucks. To run around the axe with all these people grabbing it and doing it, it's so annoying. So I feel for them. I think it was so stupid.
I couldn't even watch Matt Bernstein. I had to, after the lack of timeout and at the 2 minute, I just turned it off because
I called you so much to complain, and I usually don't do that, but I was watching the game yesterday because my kids, and I just shocked at a lot of things. Right. So now I'm trying to be positive, but I think the mismanagement and the coaching just seemed down, and now. What does that do for a Tretch Kekahuna? He just signed with an NIL deal person that usually they transfer. So if I had to guess, and this is complete guessing, I actually think Carter Smith was going to stay until this game.
Yep.
And I think he's going to leave. Now, this is complete guessing.
Yeah.
I think he's going to leave. I think Tretch is going to leave. I think Brunner's going to leave.
I think
he said he might be back, but he'd probably go to the NFL.
I think Hilton's going to leave.
I think Hilton's going to
lose at least one running back, whether it's
I think Dupree is gone,
or Jones or someone.
Now the question is, and then so let's talk about the quarterback room, because I think this is very important. And I know what we're going to do. We're going to go to the portal.
Of course they are, because that's what we've seen them do for the last 4 years.
What's Billy Edwards Jr. doing? I mean, I don't see how even we could bring him back.
I don't know.
I'm sad to say that, but this is a day and age where we're paying guys to play and a lot of money. And now the injury could be worse, but what they're telling us and the data we have is that it's a sprained knee, and that is not a season-ending injury. And I've had a sprained knee, and guess what? I played in the bowl game. I got Bob Sanders destroyed my knee. I didn't tear an ACL, but I sprained it. And I was practicing 3 weeks later in a freaking, what's it called? Like a huge
big brace.
Big brace, and I played in the game like a bionic. Dude, I was 75% at best with this stupid brace on. The thought of missing a game, like, it hurts me that I've actually missed games. Like, it's the coolest thing in the world to do, and you're missing games. So I don't know his situation.
Here's the thing, though, but like people go, "Oh, it's a business decision." Well, if your business is playing football and you're electing to not play football, I don't think that's a sound business decision. Personally, I'm selfish about it a little bit, but at the same time, but also, what does that tell if he's going to transfer? What does that tell prospective teams?
I don't think. See, here's the thing. I don't think prospective teams care. I think they're saying we could get an okay to good quarterback. Then I think they're going to say, well, we'll take him. I don't think it matters. That's what's so sad, right? It doesn't matter. So I think the quarterback room might just be Danny O'Neal, but there's nothing that says he stays.
Yeah, and they've got an incoming freshman, Ryan Hopkins, who's
But if you're Ryan Hopkins and you're looking at this, I hope he takes it as I could start next year because there's going to be nobody else in that room. I hope Billy Edwards Jr. stays, gets a medical. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Me neither.
I think he might now. This is me speculating, right? I'm assuming, which means you make an ass out of you and me. Yeah. So I'm assuming that he must. This is me assuming again that he burned some bridges, right? Like you're not coming in. People, dude, the O-line stuck through getting chopped up 6 weeks ago, and they've at least been grinding, and playing and trying and doing all the things. And then you look back and you're like.
Look at Christian Allegro. Look at Christian Allegro.
He broke his hand.
He broke his arm, broke his hand, whatever, and is back a week or two later with a giant club on it, playing with his hair on fire. Right. Now I get it. It's a different injury at a different position, but your quarterback's your leader of the team, man.
And unless there was some more things that are worse than we know, he's. But
healthy. Then why isn't that communicated?
So there's another whole. That's another whole bag of worms. Is no one tells you anything. What's a lower body injury?
That's a new one from you, Bernie.
What's an upper body injury? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Is that the belt and up? Like it's so like they're saying this on TV, and I would, if I was a reporter on TV, I would say I will never say that. I hate when someone's like it's an upper body injury. What is it? Is it a head? Is it something else?
Is it a
By
shoulder?
the way,
is it an arm?
I thought the refs dropped the ball, another one, at the end of the game because there was they blew the whistle for 10 minutes. There was a late
hit.
And you can't not call that. Like, it's their fault.
At the same time,
I also think the downing was killer too. But
speaking of that, what also kind of pissed me off after that is there was no reaction from the sideline. Fickell didn't even seem to care that there was no call.
You know, it's so interesting. Like,
and to me, like, if I'm a coach, I am flipping the F out at the referee for that.
Psycho
to show the team that I give a rip.
Dude, did you see Fleck when they had the intentional grounding was like running around like a complete baby?
That's what I'm talking about. I hate DJ Fleck, but that's what I want to see my coach do in that situation.
Yeah. I'll tell you, like I was thinking back to like was Barry animated on the sideline? Like I have to believe yes to a point. Like he wasn't a hurrah guy like jumping up and down.
I'll tell you who was. Brett Bielema was animated on the sideline.
Yeah. Yes, but I'm trying to think like but Fickell's a young guy. And it's weird.
Is he though?
He's not like old.
He's not old, but he's not like young.
He's in shape. He can run. But I'm saying like just to be like go high five a kid for doing something great. Like you don't see. Maybe I'm just not seeing it on TV.
Yeah.
Whatever. dude, it's just that was painful. The refs dropping the ball and that was painful. But to go back to the quarterback room, I think we're really in trouble. And I think we're going to go to the portal. We're going to do the same things. We're not going to break from these bad habits. We're in trouble there. And then you go like Yakimelli, like look at all the rooms on the offense specifically. I'm very scared for what we're going to have when we come out. Now we have 2 days until signing day.
Yep.
We have 13 guys saying yes. That's not a lot of guys.
And we know how high schoolers are. I mean, they could be changing their minds too. We know every other program that has been offering those guys is coming after them, say, hey, do you really want to go to Madison? Do you really want to end up there? Or do you want to come to Indiana? Or do you want to come to, Iowa? Or do you want to come to, name your whatever other programs?
We're the 14th in the Big Ten out of 14? No, that can't
18.
be. We're the 14th. Name 13 above us. Like any one of those teams that wants these guys, unless there's some kind of real tangible connection, I have to believe they're thinking about it.
Brady, I think they have. Well, there's one in-state kid in this class,
and that's another issue. You're not bringing in-state guys. I feel like we've hit on these points over and over and over.
We've definitely been beleaguered.
We'll talk next week and see what this looks like. The signing day, what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really concerned. Now I'm actually really scared. This was a must-win for me. And I think it was a must-win for the program and the team because you had 2 ranked victories and they looked good.
I mean, the Illinois game was a dominant performance.
Yeah, it was holistically, we looked good as a team. So to me, that means it's all coaching. It means we have guys with skills and we're just not coaching them up. I'm always going to blame the coaches because I was a player, right? So it's easy for me to do that. But I don't know, again, throwing money at an issue will solve some problems. But if we don't have the right people, we're in trouble. And I think we just don't. Like, it just makes me sad to say that. So moving forward, again, I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to have to invest across a wide variety of people. And we're just going to be worth it. It's not worth it. I think we're in trouble. So that's all I'm saying. I think January is going to be a complete S show. And we're going to have, I think we named 5 guys who are gone off the offense right away.
Yep.
And that, I think the biggest one to me is Carter Smith.
Absolutely it is.
He's a quarterback.
And if I was him, you know what? I would be so pissed about the way that quarterback situation was handled, especially in this game. Because the other thing about this game, this final game of the season, is about instilling that confidence in the young guys moving into next year. What does it say when you're pulled for a guy who then throws 2 straight picks, who is not going to be there next year, and then you don't even get put back in the game? That would be incredibly
and it's the win to possibly go to a bowl game. I know you need miracles to happen, but there was a little % chance, and it seemed like I don't know if there's something that happened on the sidelines or at halftime, but to not put your potential future back in the game is mismanagement on 100 levels.
It is,
and that is bad news. And I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say because it seems so blatantly obvious that we would put him back in after 2 picks. I would put anybody back. I'd put somebody else in. You can't do that.
Here's the other thing, though.
Why is he allowed to do that?
We saw Simmons throw a couple nice passes. Guess what? Carter Smith threw the touchdown pass to Aker.
It was a beautiful pass too.
It was, it was a great. Yeah, it was an incredible play by Aker, but he placed it where only Aker could get it.
And he got pulled after that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's lunacy.
Baffling to me.
So again, Matt Perkins, who makes that decision?
Fickle. I mean, Fickle or Grimes, but at the end of the day, Fickle's the head coach. It's Fickle's call.
Right. So it's Fickle's call, and if Grimes made the call, then but now if you're Carter Smith, what is that? That doesn't instill confidence.
No.
It hurts.
It's just the opposite. Right. And, and everything that had been said, okay, we're giving Carter these 4 games, not going to burn his red shirt, but to prove that, to do that. And then you take that opportunity away from him.
And not even to put him in after 2 picks. to just get a series, see if we can get something going, and then if he went out and he was awful, then you put Hunter Simmons back in.
Fine.
But to not do it, the optics are bad. So I'm trying to be positive, and I'm trying to keep uplifting our guys. But to me, these are hard things to uplift. Carter Smith 2 weeks ago was in to stay.
Yes.
Now I don't know. Now he's probably on the seat of saying, I'm getting treated poorly here. Why would I do this?
Yep.
And it's a season-long. I think it was more of a season-long thing about it. But you never know what happened at halftime. But there's no way that kid didn't want to play. We've met his family. He's a good kid. Okay.
But
what happens at the tight end room?
We could talk about. Let's talk about all those after signing day. We'll talk about those after the signing.
I'm so excited for signing day. We're only gonna have like 15 guys. Like, we're gonna have 13 freshmen.
13 freshmen.
Like now.
They've gotten commitments from a JUCO kid and a D lineman from D2. That D lineman from D2 is apparently the top like D2 prospect coming up. But and
listen, I'm excited for all these guys.
But most of these guys are also on the defensive side of the ball.
And
where's the offense going to come from?
To me, if you transfer from a different conference completely or a different league?
I mean, it's a different level of college football.
It's a different level of football. So you're unproven until you come here and play.
Absolutely.
And listen, some of these guys are great additions.
Yeah, I mean, they've gotten a linebacker from the same school that Van Ginkel went to. Van Ginkel was a great JUCO player, right?
Yes.
And came and did a lot of good things in Madison. But for every Van Ginkel, there's 10 other guys who don't pan out. So, Hey, folks, before we continue, I want to remind everyone tuning in that we continue to be proudly presented by Chris Anicetti and his entire team over at Oak Bridge Wealth Management. If you're a collegiate athlete or parent of a collegiate athlete navigating NIL opportunities, Chris and his team are here to help maximize your earnings and protect your future. We all know that athletes train hard to be the best on the field, but who's making sure they're winning off the field? Chris Anicetti and his entire team at Oak Bridge Wealth Management. That's who. They don't just manage your money. They handle your entire financial world. From building a rock-solid financial plan tailored for athletes to paying bills, budgeting, setting up LLCs, and securing financing for cars, equipment, and whatever else you need so that you can focus on your game. Your career is short. Make every dollar count. Oak Bridge Wealth Management, where athletes build lasting wealth. Get in touch with Chris on Instagram at oakbridgewm_Anicetti. That's oakbridgewm_ANICETE, or head on over to their website at oakbridgewealthmgmt.com. Chris Anicetti, Oak Bridge Wealth Management, they've been helping a lot of NCAA athletes and professional athletes get their money right. There's no one else better for this around that you are going to find. So make sure to get in touch with Chris and support the people who support us. All right, we're going to hop back into the show. I want to look back at this. I did see a really interesting tweet. We talked about how difficult the schedule was this year.
Yeah.
Matt Bernstein. So this is from Kelly Ford over on Twitter. Schedule difficulty. Wisconsin had the most difficult schedule in the nation this year. So this basically breaks it down is what would the number 12 power rated team be expected to win against a schedule? How many games would they be expected to win? Against Wisconsin's schedule, they would be expected to win 6.7 games this year. So they have Wisconsin, Arkansas, Purdue, Florida, and UCLA had the 5 toughest schedules this season. So, Wisconsin wins 4 games that, again, so we know that this was a tough schedule. At the same time, let's look at some of the statistics that this team finished out the season with.
Don't do it, Matt Bergens.
So, out of 134 teams in NCAA football, Wisconsin finished 133rd in total offense. Only team worse was UMass. 133rd in scoring offense. Also, 12.8 points per game for the season. Only team worse, UMass, who did not win a single game this season. Passing offense, 130th. Efficiency, 126. Rushing offense, 116th. Turnover margin, 123rd. My God, how are you expected to win games with those numbers?
Yeah, when you talk about those numbers, it's pretty like eye-opening, shocking that that's reality.
Even red zone efficiency, red zone offense, 114. So even when we got the ball into the red zone, they only scored 77% of the time. So they turned the ball over in the red zone. First downs. They had the fewest first downs in all of college football.
Listen, you watch this game.
Down.
How long did the defense play on the field? How many snaps did they take compared to offense?
So in this game,
drastic.
In this game, time of possession, it was actually close. Minnesota had the ball for 30 minutes and 32 seconds. Wisconsin 29 minutes and 28 seconds.
Wow.
So it was actually close. That being said, and they ran similar amounts of plays. Wisconsin ran 55 plays. Minnesota ran 56 plays.
Wow. It felt like the defense was on the field the entire time.
Yes, it did.
So when you go over those statistics, it's bad. I mean, we're one of the worst offensive proficiencies, and we're not being negative here. It's literally the statistics that's out there. It hurts. I think
fewest first downs in college.
And if you take out that 40-point game, it's like we had 8 points a game
against the Middle Tennessee State team, who is one of the worst teams in college football.
I know. It's not good. It's not good. And here's what I'm nervous about as well. Next year is still like our schedule is going to be better, but it's still going to be the same.
Yeah, the schedule next year does let up a fair bit. You avoid Ohio State, you avoid Oregon, but
I mean, you're still going to
avoid Michigan.
You avoid 3 potential right off the bat losses. But what's going to change? Like, are we going to be happy with winning against Purdue and some of these other teams, Rutgers, when we add them back on, and still win 7 games, 6-7 games, if that, maybe? Like, I just don't like. I understand we don't. It's sad that we didn't do anything this year. Like, we status quo'd it, and I think you're going to see
status quo. This ain't the status quo. This is worse than the status quo.
No. I mean, like, you didn't change anything. So, like, status quo of what we were dealing with this year is we're going into next year the status quo of where we are right now. That's what I'm saying. Yes, status quo in my mind for Wisconsin is 8+ wins.
Yes.
And we're not trending that way. Fickles has been on a downward slide. I don't see how after this year, you can possibly think we're going to do better next year. I want to be optimistic, but I'm also nervous about thinking like, how? Like, what are we going to change? Our behavior's been the same. We're going to go get a transfer quarterback. Who transfer quarterbacks are not the cream of the crop. Like, some are when you get transferred from you put millions of dollars behind these guys. But it's different. We're not going to get a Saiyan coming from Alabama to Ohio State, right? Like, the guy from Oregon who transferred to Oregon a couple years.
Fernando Mendoza at Indiana.
Right. These are different players.
But also those guys are commanding $2.5 million in the transfer portal, and Wisconsin doesn't have that money.
But they're commanding that, and they also are doing there's other things. Mendoza's brother came with him.
Yeah.
I would assume. So I just don't see we can't compete not with the money. Even if we had enough money, we're not competing with the come to here, we're building something. That is the problem. We're not doing the things we need to do on all levels that give players confidence that say, you should come here. Mendoza, you could change this entire place around. He's like, but I can just go to Indiana and win a championship. And he's not wrong. And I'm trying to stay positive. It's hard because we all watch the product on the field, and I think the guys are just not put in the position to win.
Definitely not.
So I think we're not. I think when you look, we're not going to change anything. I think a couple coaches will get fired, and I think most offense, and I don't think it's going to really do much. You'll see coaches leave because this is if you take a real hard look, this might be a sinking ship. So you might see guys leave on their own, and then how do you convince guys to come?
And how do you convince your best guys to stay?
and you got to do it. So right off the bat, you're going to lose 5 of your best guys on offense right now, and you got to pray to God you only lose 3.
Yeah,
but I think you're going to lose 5. I don't know, and then there might be like this random bonus, which isn't really a bonus, but you might get a 6th guy to really break your back in whatever way that looks like. Like who would be a guy that would transfer that you'd be like, damn it. If those 5 guys we mentioned, Brunner, Tretch, Dupree, Carter, and Hilton, if those guys leave, who's that dude, Matt Perkins, that you're like, holy moly, we're in deep, deep water?
I mean, I'd say second running back, Dylan Jones.
Okay, so you're a Dylan Jones guy?
I mean, Jones or Gideon Atuka, either one. Like, I mean, because
Gideon Atuka might have some problems getting back anyway.
Yakimel's graduating. But like, I don't even know why he's returning kicks, but isn't in the backfield, and they're putting.
That's another thing. I can't even. Like we have too much. He's on the field. This dude has put his entire life into this team, and why is he not getting any reps?
Beats me.
It's just so like, it's very frustrating, and it doesn't make sense. That's a homegrown dude. Like, why are we not? I don't know. Okay, we can harp on all these other things. So I think, dude, is there a lineman who could leave?
I mean, yeah. I mean, Emerson Mandel could leave. Colin Coberly could leave. If we're just talking offensive side of the ball, I think tight end position. Tucker Ashcraft. Who's our other big tight end?
Where's Grant Steck been?
Grant Steck.
Where's he been though? I haven't seen him.
I don't know. He flashed early in the season, and then he wasn't really used after that. Yeah, part of that was due to the injury to Ashcraft, but I mean, but then you look on the defensive line. Top 4 D tackles gone. They're all graduating. Mm-hmm. At the edge position, you're losing Daryl Peterson, Mason Reiger, your top 2 guys. Corey Walker, who came on strong at the end of the season. I thought he played really well, especially against the run. He's gone. You're losing your top 2 corners in Hallman and Hill. You're losing Preston Zachman and Austin Brown, your 2 starting safeties. Matt Bernstein, like your key, like at inside linebacker, you're probably not losing anyone. You're not losing anyone probably, but like, would it surprise me if Tackett Curtis left because he's been passed by,
I think freshmen? He'll leave. He'll leave.
So like you're going to be thin, and you're going to have to, again, like you're going to have to go to the portal for 20 guys. And it's just this.
Listen, we played a lot of D linemen in that game. So a lot of names that I haven't seen out there. I don't think Grant Steck leaves.
I hope not.
I don't think he leaves. I don't think he leaves. I think the tight end room randomly is going to be the same. So I think
Lance Mason's graduating.
No, I know. Outside of him graduating, I think if you get Mandel and he leaves for some odd reason, I think that's a backbreaker.
Yeah.
RBs, you can kind of get guys. They can play when they're young. Like,
I mean, they can do that. Their top recruit
linemen are tough to play.
Top recruit in this class is a running back. Arguably, their second best recruit in this class is a running back.
Is that Fat Boy?
No. Fat Boy's a walk-on fullback. But I mean,
is he?
Yeah.
Dude, that's my new favorite player. I want Fat Boy to start.
I mean, listen. I mean, Akers graduating. They're going to need. Yeah. They're going to need someone. I mean, they've got coming in at running back. Like I said, they've got Amari Latimer. They got Quantavius Wiggins, who are arguably their 2 best prospects coming in. McCoy Smith, aka Fat Boy, coming in from Wanakee to play fullback. And
listen, I think you can throw young people in running back because at some level, you just got to find a hole. You got to coach them up. They need to know the plays. But at some level, when you give a skill guy the ball, he can make things happen.
Yeah.
Like it can just happen. The line is much different.
Much different.
So if you lose Joe and you lose like Mendel.
Well, Riley Mallman's graduating. You're losing Renfro and Kadonko and Heinzen. They're all graduating.
Right. So if you have 2 guys
right now, out of that starting line from this year, and assuming Brunner is gone, you've got Mandel and Carberly, who started half the games.
Right, and Corey,
but he struggled a lot this year. And now you're hoping that Haywood comes back fully healthy, right? And he could be a cornerstone left tackle. Everything we've heard about him is that he's incredible, and I still believe in him a lot. You've got a lot of these guys who are true freshmen this year, whether it's Michael Roski, Hardy Watts, I think Nolan Davenport, I forget if he's this year or the year before, that, could come in and do something, but you're going to be super young on the offensive line again. Like you're probably not going to have a starter who's, older than a redshirt sophomore.
But again, you have to build that culture. And sadly, we're 4 years in, we haven't built it. So I think we're in trouble. That's all I'm saying. And I would say, if Brunner leaves and Mandel leaves, now we are all guys. Sorry, I get this like long cold that's never going away. We literally are losing all the guys with experience, with a majority, like good experience. Some guys have played, so there'll be guys, but like that would be a backbreaker for me. That would if we lose 6 of those guys, that hurts. I think that's hard to come back from schedule or whatever it is. You're looking to triage a team together that nobody is a leader right now. And and possibly Carter Smith's gone. So like, you don't even have a leader. Like who would be the leader on that team? Tucker Ashcraft? I mean, guys who have played, it's
on
light.
Offense, I don't know.
Maybe Dylan Jones if he stays. So you're light on leadership. Same thing on defense now. You're very light on. I mean, we could be resetting the clock back to a year or two ago, which is tough. It's going to be tough. I'm just freaking out that we're graduating a lot of dudes. We do say that our graduation rate is great.
Yeah,
93%. I'm proud of these guys.
Great,
happy for them.
They've got degrees.
I'd like to win 93% of our games.
A lot of these guys have multiple degrees from one of the best universities in the world. I'm so happy
we
for
have
them.
Smart guys, and I think we have skillful players. I think we're just trying to figure it out. Like, dude, what about Matt Perkins? I know we're way over because we love to kvetch, which means we just love to kind of biatch about this stuff.
We love a good yap. It's okay.
So what about, I read something online, and it's probably a conspiracy theory, but all the Badgers in the NFL did their high school, not Wisconsin.
Yep.
Is there any what do you think? Is like, could that possibly be true?
Because all the Badgers in the NFL were from the Chris administration, and they all, and the current administration, let's face it, has alienated a lot of former players. From guys I've talked to. No, it's a thing. It's a thing. And they don't feel welcome at Wisconsin anymore. It's
wild.
I'm
not going to say that is not my experience.
I know,
but
that's
I'm also
not your experience. But you Bernie, you're special.
I push into things that I probably shouldn't do anyway. But
you also work for the university.
There's that, and I also truly want these people to be successful.
Yes,
and I want to support them.
Yes,
but we're talking about what we are hearing and seeing. So do I think that the NFL guys did this as like a protest type of thing? I have no idea. It's suspect that 15 plus guys did it. So, and off of a god awful season. And there's all these rumors saying he doesn't, no one's going out into the Wisconsin state and getting guys. No one feels comfortable coming back. The experience is a little different. It's when we're hearing these things from multiple sources, multiple people, at some level, you have to believe something. Like, it can't all be fake news.
It's, I don't want to say it's always when there's smoke, there's fire, but there's a whole lot of smoke going on there. And it's disappointing because, Bernie, with all this talk about culture, we know what Wisconsin culture has been burnt to the ground.
It's been bleak.
So, Matt Perkins.
And wait, Matt Perkins, we have to bring it up. Supposedly there's an increase of funds to Wisconsin. What is it, $20 million, $30 million? Okay, what do you do with that money? I mean, again, I always make this joke to you. It's like if Ash Jeeves came to me as like a venture capitalist, was like, hey, we're going to try to surpass Google. I'd be like, what? I'm not giving you money. Like, this is no way you do that. So it makes me nervous that we say we're just going to throw money at this thing. I don't know. It just doesn't give me the confidence that that's going to help us. Does it bring us Now again, does it bring us maybe 2, 3, 5 guys who are a little bit closer to elite? Sure. But what happens if they have the same season next year with just a little bit better guys? Now what? These guys leave and we're $30 million down and we don't have a future. And we're not, what I'm more frustrated about is that we're not doing things to build the identity and the culture and the normal Wisconsin things we used to do. It's just a lot of everything.
Okay,
it's a lot of everything. I'm really hoping, and I'm really hoping that we do a lot of the things that I think we can do and should do, but I don't know what that looks like. I'm very nervous to see what February brings. We'll have a whole new team.
I think we all are. Okay, Matt Bernstein. Wisconsin season might be over. There's still some college football going on there. Our friends over at FanDuel have some odds out for the championship game weekend. So you and I are just going to go through quickly the Power Four conference.
Before we do that, how exciting is 1 versus 2 Big Ten teams?
It's awesome.
It's like the national championship.
It's so much fun.
It's so cool.
Much fun. Okay, Matt Bernstein. Let's talk about let's this weekend, because I think that there are some really interesting ones going on here. So friends over at FanDuel have some odds out. Make sure you're checking out FanDuel Sportsbook for all the best odds and information there. Let's start in the Big 12. BYU, Texas Tech. Texas Tech's a 13.5-point favorite. This is a rematch. Texas Tech beat them earlier in the year. Bernie, and I think this one is played in Texas as well, I want to say.
These are all good. Some of these teams are fighting this.
It's in Arlington, Texas. I mean,
Texas Tech all the way.
Texas Tech all the way. I think Texas Tech is one of the best defenses in the country, which is crazy. Our entire lives, Texas Tech has been offense. And now it's nope, never mind. They've got a great defense.
Yep.
So second one here, SEC title game in Atlanta, Georgia, Alabama. Georgia's a favorite. So again, another rematch.
Yep.
Alabama beat Georgia at Georgia. Alabama barely won the Iron Bowl this past weekend. I think Georgia's rolling, and I think Georgia is going to take it to Alabama in the rematch here. And I love. You
got a lot of teams right on the cusp. BYU's right there at 11, right? Mm-hmm. Alabama at 10. These teams are going to be fighting for life.
Fighting for playoff spots.
If Georgia whoops Alabama's butt, they might be out. I'm actually think they should. It's hard to say this, but they should already do the playoffs without these games counting. I think it's completely unfair that a team
but they also at the same time, it's like the way the playoff is set up, it's the conference champions get the auto bids. And so
sure.
What are you going to do?
But if you knock BYU out, they're 11 right now. If you knock them out that sucks for them.
I have strong thoughts on the college football playoff, especially in the Notre Dame versus Miami debate. In this one, I still can't get over Notre Dame being ranked ahead of Miami. Miami beat them head to head. Miami, if you look at the common opponents, Miami had a bigger margin of victory in 3 of the 4 common opponent games. I don't understand how, why even play the game? Oh, it's Notre Dame had some good close losses, but Miami beat them.
Right.
Miami beat them. That is bonkers.
There's a lot of craziness, but that's what I'm saying in this world is, Indiana's not going to get knocked out. They're going to be in the playoffs.
Ohio State, Indiana not going to get knocked out.
They're going to be in the playoffs. Georgia's going to be in the playoffs, probably.
Yeah. Oh, Georgia's definitely in the playoffs.
Right. Texas Tech's in the playoffs.
Georgia has 1 loss. They're going to be a 2-loss SEC team with some pretty good wins. Okay. I love Georgia here, -2.5. I love the dogs in this one. Ohio State, Indiana. Ohio State's a 5.5-point favorite there in Indianapolis. I mean, Ohio State looks dominant. Don't get me wrong, but Indiana. This is a home game for Indiana. Yeah, we know Ohio State's going to travel really well, but man, that Indiana team is special.
They're special. I think this is the best game to watch the entire weekend.
Oh my God, yes.
I think this is a fist fight. I think this could go into overtime. I mean, I think you're going to see 2 of the best quarterbacks. You're going to see the best overall. I mean, literally overall teams. It's going to be exciting. And I think if you see Ohio State at its like peak, you cannot be stopped.
No, the Ohio State's best is better than anyone else's best.
They can't be stopped. So you got to see how they come. I mean, this is a redemption game. Indiana got crushed last year, so you got to think that they're going to be fired up, ready to go. I mean, this is for like huge marbles. So I'm excited to watch this game with literally no skin in it. If it was Michigan against any of these teams, I'd root for the other team. But I'm just excited to watch. Like this could be one of the best matchups we've seen in college football and in the Big Ten in a very, very, very long time.
In a very long time. Then the ACC title game is fascinating because Duke, who are 7-5 overall, made the title game because Virginia had the best record in conference at 7-1. 5 teams were 6-2: SMU, Miami, Pitt, Georgia Tech, and Duke. But through all their weird tiebreakers, Duke is going to the title game. But they're unranked. The other 4 teams are all ranked. Miami's 10-2, has the best scoring differential. Has I think the best team in the ACC, and I think that is absolutely wild. Virginia here is a 3.5 point favorite. Virginia should win, but if Duke wins, there is a weird, strange world in which the ACC doesn't get a team into the playoff because they won't be ranked ahead of either Tulane, James Madison, Boise State. And 2 of those teams would get in because it's the 5 highest ranked conference winners.
I don't know. This world is nuts.
It's so nuts. It's so nuts to me. And I'm just, I feel bad for the Miamis and Vanderbilts of the world who are clearly better teams. These teams have gone 10-2, beaten good opponents, and they will be left out for potentially 8-5 Virginia team. Like, this is absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
It's bonkers. No, it was the NCAA is nuts too. It's just the way of the world.
It is the way of the world. This has been a long Monday morning fullback for us, but we had to get it out. We had to let it out. It's out there in the universe now. We'll be back later this week after signing day, talking that over. Try to get Clint back on, talk a little bit about that. And, we'll be going from there.
Guys, just good luck, Badgers. Good luck.
Good luck. I
keep fighting. It's 24 hours.
Maybe flip some of these guys late. Michigan just changing their coach. There's a couple guys that signed with Michigan State who the Badgers were after hard. Maybe,
let's flip guys. We need to flip some dudes. That's for sure.
So let's see if that NIL money is really gonna come into play here. We'll see. No matter what happens, though, Matt Bernstein, we're gonna be here.
We're not getting paid, so we'll be here.
And we're going to be Badgers ride or die. We're not hitting the portal.
Listen, I'm not transferring. I got nowhere to go.
We're never hitting the portal.
No, I get gray hair.
Absolutely
I can't play.
Not.
Yeah, we're done. And listen, I'm excited. I want the team to do well. I want the coaching staff to be prosperous. I'm just sad because it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, but I'm hopeful again. I'm a Jets fan, so every year is the year. Even though we're not tanking, we seem to still win games, so we don't get in the top. So we miss Mendoza. Like, we're a bunch of idiots, the Jets, but neither here nor there because that's gone too. We can't go to.
At least I had the Bills this week, and when the Bills and the Badgers lose in the same weekend, my wife can't even talk to me. Like, she gets so mad. She's like, Matt, like, you can't let this affect you so much. I'm like, I can't help it.
You're right, too late.
It's my DNA.
Late. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what happens by the end of this week. Just good luck, guys.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. Good luck. And we love you. We love you.
We're here for you. Let me know if we can help.
And we love everyone here tuning in to Believe in Badgers on the Believe Network, presented by FanDuel and Oak Bridge Wealth Management. We'll be back again soon. But until then, and always, on Wisconsin.
On Wisconsin.